All right, we are under a tornado watch. I got all the heat treating and tempering schmutz cleaned off of it. I went back to 500. Now I'm going to start with my 600 and then my 800. And we are definitely in a cone of death. You know how they put that cone where the tornado watch is supposed to be? There's nothing on the ground yet. But let's watch this. He'll put the cone of death up again. I'm right here, and right behind him is Wascom. That's where I'm at.
Of course, with some of these storms, if they are the tornadoes or even rain wrap, it makes it a little bit dicier and a little bit more difficult to see. So what we're going to do is zoom in on that one little spot. We've got myself and Chief Meteorologist Joe Haynes. He is manning the control board today and helping us pinpoint and get a better view of that storm. Now you can see the center of circulation is going to be there just to the north of I-20. And it is starting to intensify just a little bit there. The wind is going towards the radar. It's going to be around 40 miles per hour, going away about 40. So we're talking around winds of about 80 miles per hour or so at least. Now this is just a look with the velocities at this particular location that we have. This is confirmed by radar. The tornado is now by sight. Do we have law enforcement out there or other individuals that are giving us a better view, a confirmed view of the tornado? Not yet, but we do have radar confirmed.
My wife has already taken the dogs and gone over to Bev's. I'm just gonna keep an eye on this, and if I do see the wind pick up, I'm gonna grab Breezy and haul ass over to Bev's. Bev's has a brick house, very solid, very well built. And you know, deep down inside, the 13-year-old in me is hoping we'll lose electricity a little bit so I can go crank up my generator and have power, just because I want to try it out. I mean, it doesn't make sense, of course, but yeah, there's a tiny little molecule in me that says, come on, let's lose power. I want to try my generator.
That's been issued for the remainder of the architects up in the northwest Louisiana because of what's happening. You're looking at a little kink in that squall line. We call that a QLCS tornado. And in fact, real quick, Brian, while you're there,
let me tell you something funny here. 9/11, when the jets flew into the buildings on 9/11, Jim called me, my friend Jim, Bev's husband, called me and he said, what are you doing? And I said, well, you don't want to know. He goes, man, you got to get in there, watch the TV. So while I was in the bathroom taking care of my morning business, Americans were dying. And then the Oklahoma City bombing, I was in the bathroom. My wife called me and said, you got to get out here and watch TV. So now she called me. She said, we got a tornado headed our way. And I said, well, isn't that just perfect? Because I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to hold it until I bust. All right, I'm going to sand on this knife a little bit more. It's getting closer. Hallsville. It's moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Hallsville is west of us by about 8 or 9 miles. I'll keep you posted, or not. Well, we went over to Bev's and took shelter in her brick home for a while, and the storm. Oh, son of a gun! Cat went to jump on me and missed and dug her claws into my chest. Good God. Alrighty. So, yeah, now you can't get your freaking claw out of me. Good God. Alright, back to... So I'm up to 600. I've got 800 there. And I'm going to sand it up to 800. And then I'm going to get the handles drilled, the wood drilled and shaped and ready to epoxy. And then I'm going to go to the buffing room and I'm going to buff the snot out of this and see how well I did sanding, because you really don't know, no matter how hard you look, even with magnifying glass, you don't know that you've missed any scratches until you go to buffing. And most of the time, if you did miss a scratch, it's way at the beginning, like, 220 or 180. And I'm just not going to go back that far and start all over. Plus, I've already heat treated this, and it would be near impossible to sand a scratch out that was that deep or that far back in the grits. So what I usually do when I sand now is I sand all the scratches out, and then when I think I'm done, I sand about 10 more minutes. And so far, most of the time that works now. So here's what I'm going to do. The cat won't leave me alone while I'm working out here, so I'm going to drink a cup of coffee. I'm going to pet this cat, and I'm going to set her down. And if she won't leave me alone, I'm going to have to put her out that door until I get to a point where I can be disturbed, because I don't want her jumping on me while I'm sanding on knives and buffing and all that. Well, I tell you what, I think she drew blood. She jumped from the bench over there over to me and missed and did that number in my skin. Ow. All right, I'm going to drink a cup of coffee. Okay, coffee time's over. She's a bit of trouble, just a bit, but still pretty cool cat. I hope she's happy down here. And boy, I got a stray mustache here. Anyway, just finished my coffee, and thinking about letting I've never let my entire beard grow out. I'm thinking about doing it even down here. My wife won't like it, but I've never done it in my life, let my entire beard grow. I've always had a, fairly trimmed beard. And many years ago, I had one of these that was long enough that I was actually able to braid it, but it bothered me when I rode my motorcycle. It blew up like that and got in my face, and it was annoying, so I cut it back and just went back to my normal beard. So I may just go ahead and let it all grow out and see what I look like. If I can't have it up here, at least I can have it on my face. Okay, I'm gonna put the cat down and sand this up to 800, drill my handles, get them cut and shaped and ready to epoxy, and then we're going into the buffing room, see what kind of magic we can make on this knife. All right, there's what we're going to be looking at when we're all sanded and shaped, and let's see what this is going to look like. I can't do this one-handed. All right, now I got to polish. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Are you impressed? All right, let me get that handle epoxied on there, and tomorrow I will be shaping that handle. Okay, good to see you. I'll leave you alone. Okay. Handle's epoxied on. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful handle. It's Cadillac's Burl. Never used it before. Very interesting wood. Very hard wood. Boy, it took a lot to cut it. It took a lot to drill it. Okay. It is not spoken for. If anybody is wanting it, you know, let me know. I'm probably, tomorrow I'll have the handle done. And the day after I'll be making a sheath. So if you want to catch me before I get to the sheath making part, you can pick your colors and all that, whether you want to fade or not. I'm going home. See you tomorrow.